Assalomu alaykum, hurmatli tinglovchilar. Bugungi darsimizda biz ways to motivate yourself to study, ya'ni o'zingizni o'qishga undashning turli xil yo'llari mavzusida demak muloqot olib boramiz. Muloqotni olib boruvchi, demak suxandoningiz Sanjar Qurbonov Buxoro davlat universiteti ingliz tilshunosligi kafedrasi o'qituvchisi, 15 yillik ingliz tili o'qitish tajribasiga ega, o'zini malaka oshiruvchilarini demak Cardiff Metropolitan University, Buyuk Britaniyaning Cardiff Metropolitan University va Amerika Qo'shma Shtatlarida o'tab kelgan. Demak, prezentatsiyani keyin davomida inglizchaga olib borishga harakat qilaman va sizni demak ruxsatingiz bilan ingliz tiliga boshlashga harakat qilaman. So today's presentation is about ways to motivate yourself to study. So as we know, there are a lot of ways, according to the research, a lot of psychologists or just scientists, they give different ways. For example, American psychologists, American scientists, they say there are only 5 ways of motivation, or just there are only 4 ways of motivation: extrinsic, intrinsic motivation, and proposed motivation or directed motivation. But today we'll speak about general motivation and how to improve, how to concentrate on teaching English, or on learning any subject, any language, as I am the teacher of English. So that's why a lot of my examples can be about learning English, about speaking, about reading English books, or just in general about communication. So on your slides, on my left side, you can see there are following the ways how to motivate yourself during studying or during learning something or honing your knowledge in general. So first one is acknowledge your resistance and difficult feeling with motivation. The second one, try to understand your studying style better. The third one, don't question your abilities. Next one, focus on the task at hand. Next, communicate to others any difficulties and or what you intend to do. Take a time-limited approach in which you schedule a task. Remember that studying can be challenging and take you out of your comfort zone. So before starting this one, as you see, it's clear that all in all, motivation is only for the purpose to achieve a target, yes? To achieve the progress, to achieve the aim you put in front of you. So first of them is, as we see, so acknowledge your resistance and difficult feelings with motivation. What does it mean? It may be helpful, as it's written, it may be helpful to write this feeling or sort down and then leave this on the side so you can then study. So you have to know what feelings can stop you from studying, or just laziness, for example. Yes, stop worrying, for example, or just plainness or naughty. You're naughty a lot, so you don't have time you don't have a time to sit in one seat for a long time, or just you can think that you're losing your time by doing any research study. So before starting any process, you have to concentrate. So this means you have to get rid of your bad feelings, negative feelings, then you can start any job. The next one is try to understand your studying style better. So the definition is what will make it easier for you to work. So we are all prone to pleasing experience, and it's natural that we tend to avoid uncomfortable, dry core and duties. So try to make study experience as interesting as possible. So according to the title, try to understand your studying style better. So as we know, according to methodology, teaching English or teaching other language, so the learning styles can be divided into kinesthetic, tactile, and auditory, for example, yes? So you have to better understand your own style of learning. For example, a lot of people, they like to work in public or just in group in order to improve their knowledge in general. Or you like to work in individual way. That's why it is very important. Or you like to work by you like to learn by acting the, for example, any process. That's why it's better to know what is better for you, what is the way you like to do is easier for you. And don't question your abilities. So, I mean, what does it mean? Don't put yourself down by comparing yourself to others. Usually we compare ourselves with a stronger person that we know. For example, as for me, I try to compare myself with the dean of our faculty, or just with, for example, head of our department, English linguistics department, which is not appropriate for me because his knowledge, his experience is much higher than me. And before starting, if I consider that why I cannot do, because why I didn't do, or why I didn't achieve the success, but he did, because he has a lot of experience. Maybe he tried thousands of times in order before achieving his target. That's why do what you can do. Okay, don't try to compare yourself with other person, because every person is unique and every person matters in general. So over here on the slide, you can see, for example, the pound with a knight on. If you like playing chess, you know that a lot of people, majority of people, they consider that the knight is the very flexible figure in the chess that can move in different way and can put the fork for knight and queen and for other like figures in the chess, but the pawn is very smallest and very weakest point in the chess. But usually we know as the pawn, as it achieves the other side, the opponent side, it can turn in any different figures that you need to improve your team. So that's why never compare or never say that this pawn or is weaker or the knight is, for example, stronger. Never try to compare two things. Thank you. Okay, the next one is focus on the task at hand. As you see, here is the Jeremy ran on the photo, and you know from the Hollywood films, movies, that he is a very great actor, and he wrote once, other people can sing ahead all they want. I just focus on the task at hand and try to move on. So in order to be progressive, in order to be successful, don't plan your ways like a 10 step ahead. Okay, you can work wherever. You have to focus on the task that is in your hand, what you can take out of the task and do it better whatever you have. Don't think that you for example, in order to be improved, you need some other stuff. In order to be improved, you need some other tools, and focus on the task you need. For example, priority is the most important task, and avoid multitasking. Yes, it is multitasking. At the same time, you cannot do a lot of works, a lot of duties, and you have to put them in order, in order of importance. Which one comes first as a base, and the wall and the ceiling? You cannot start your house from the roof, for example. Yes, you have to put the basement concrete first and the walls, and then you can like cover your house with the roof and ceiling and others. So don't try to start your work upside down. Go way forward step by step. Okay, the next one is very important, the most important one I like, for example, and it is communicate to others any difficulties and what you intend to do. Yes, it is always useful to share your plan with your partner. At least one partner you should have, because as Proverb says, two has better than one, or in other words, two brain can create more stuff than one brain. This can help you to engage with the process and identify the important tasks. The way you communicate with others, it can be helpful on the way that they can show you the other way, the easier way to uh, fulfill, to complete your task before the time, not on time, not after time. You can be just scheduled by communicating with others. And also it is helpful, for example, in teaching experience, as we know that during the process, during academic year, we have a lot of time to, for example, observe different teachers, different methods, and it is helpful for you to hone your knowledge, professional and personal knowledge, and improve in the like a methodological way. And it is very useful because one person cannot see his own mistake, and if you share your any job, I mean writing or any for example proposal letter, other partner, if they are experienced, they can see your mistake and they can help you get rid of those mistakes and complete the task in a very easy way and faster. And the next one is take a time-limited approach in which you schedule your task. Yes, time is always a pressurable thing for all humanity. Whenever we have tasks, we consider about the time. When deadline, in other words, you can say it is deadline. Always, whenever you are given the task, you are given the deadline, that the time you have to submit the paper, you have to accomplish any writing or any reading task, any speaking task. Even for example on IELTS, for speaking, for writing, for reading, or for listening, everywhere you have time limit. So you have to consider about time limit every time, and it will be your bonus and in the way of getting success. And for example, ask yourself, how much can I achieve in the next 2 hours instead of can I complete all tasks. So don't be general, be specific. As I mentioned in the previous slides, just focus on the task. Every task can take you, for example, 10 minutes, 15 minutes. Concentrate on time and task, and then it will be easier to achieve the end of the project work, or just at the end of the tunnel you can see the light. And what else I can say about the time? So time always tries to pressure you, always tries to. That's why you have to start from earlier time, not at the end. For example, if you have left like 1 week and then you can start. Anyway, at the end you can have different kind of difficulties or misunderstandings that you do not be able to get rid of if you start any project work very late. That's why always try to think about time limit. The next one is, remember that studying can be challenging and take you out of your comfort zone. Yes, all the project work, all the research work, for example, as for me, it is dissertation. Yes, I'm trying to accomplish my PhD. I started it already like 2 years ago, and I'm at the seat at the moment. There are a lot of information, a lot of books to read, a lot of works to do, and it is challenging. Yes, if you want to be in your comfort zone, it can last forever, and you have to take yourself out of your comfort zone, and you have to throw yourself into battleground. In this case, you can start your project. In this case, you can do a lot if you start earlier. And as the definition, as you see the picture, if you want to, fly to the other planet, to Mars, for example. Yes, it's not possible only by buying the rocket. On the other hand, you have to fly. You have to know how to control the rocket in order to get to that planet, for example, to the moon, or to Mars, to Jupiter, or other planets. And I want to say that, as it's written here, think about the hiking of mountain Kilimanjaro. So Kilimanjaro, you know, is one of the highest point of the earth, and it is not easy and can even be uncomfortable, but the pleasure comes when you begin to see the view from high. Feel the fresh air, and when you reach the destination, you get scene of achievement and satisfaction. Focus on the outcome and not the struggle to get there. I mean, after all the hard rush time, you can have like a relaxing time, or you can enjoy your like result, and those results can push you for further achievement. That's why always try to think over your time limit, over your target, and what do you want to achieve in life. Always it demands you like working harder, working in concentratable way, and focus on the work you want to do. So from my experience, for example, in 2012, I was granted with a scholarship with a teacher administrative staff mobility, so I had my chance to have my professional development training, as I mentioned at the beginning, in Cardiff Metropolitan University, that is located in Wales in United Kingdom. And you know, the first experience I had there, it was very uncomfortable because I was alone. It was my first time and I didn't know where to go, what to do. But time by time I put forward some tasks, for example, how to get to some place, how to do the task, how to achieve, how to finish, how to submit the paper. So those experiences were very helpful for me to do the rest of the project. And at the moment, like recently I came back from United States, and that was my second experience, but this one was easier because I had already difficulties, and I knew how to avoid those difficulties. And I want to say though, if you don't climb the tree, you cannot bite an apple. Thank you for your attention, and this was all about my presentation, and bye. Thank you.